Hi guys, welcome back to Rob's Arsenal Recap, and in this video we're just going to talk about the process of Arsenal. We hear this word or this phrase keep going about by Arteta or Edu or any of the hierarchy saying that we need to trust the process. So in this video we're going to highlight what the process is and what potentially this process can lead to in the future, because I see that Arteta has been doing a very good job since he got in. A few fans may differ from what I'm saying right now, but personally I believe that he's been doing a very good job from where we were, and what he's done to the club. He's transformed the club, he's bring back hope, he's bring back pride, he's bring back so much things to the club that were lacking for the past few seasons before he's arrived. So we're just going to take a look at all these steps, all these things that could be potentially part of his process, because I've seen a few things that links, I've seen a few things that coordinate with each other, right? In terms of how he's trying to play, we're going to see the process that Arteta keeps talking about and see if it's beneficial and see how it can improve the team going forward in the future. So we see that Arteta joined Arsenal in December, the 22nd of December 2019, and he got a contract until 2025 in June. And when Arteta came in, many people didn't want him because they were saying it's Pep Guardiola's cone assistant, or is his cone boy. He just send him out to pick up the cones, and many people did not want to give Arteta any credit. And I understand, because he's never managed a job before. But I myself, I was one of these few guys that say let's give him a chance. The reason being, everyone says that Pep Guardiola is a world-class manager. He's the best manager in the world, or the best man. Some say he's the best manager that ever managed international football or Premier League football or European football. Some say he's the best that ever managed. Now, if you give him that much credit, you have to give him credit when it comes down to his identification of talent, not just player identification. We can give him credit for identifying great players and transforming them and make them into identify players and transform them into great players. However, we have to paint a broad brush when it comes down to his talent management. Now, he's identified Mikel Arteta. I've heard the story of Pep and Arteta, how they met and how he managed to start working with Pep, and it was a thing that Pep identified his capabilities. Right, he spoke to Pep, and from that conversation and from what Arteta basically put forth in that conversation, his mannerism, his objectives, his ambition, Pep literally fell in love at communication or at first speech. However, they knew each other from the La Masia in Barcelona. They knew each other. There's a difference when you know someone as a player compared to when you know them as a potential manager or potential person looking to go into a position of management. So even though they knew each other at La Masia, Pep did not understand or did not know Arteta's potential as a manager. But after that conversation, Pep Guardiola left that conversation understanding that this man is going to be a great manager. So Pep instantly took him as his number two. Bear in mind, most number two, not all, but most number twos, they've got experience in a similar position, or they've got some kind of experience in management. Arteta left straight from getting his coaching badges straight under the best manager in the world, right? That is not an easy thing to do. For you to be identified by the best manager in the world at this time, in this era, in this period, this is a great accomplishment on Arteta's side. Now, in the job, Arteta's always been linked with Arsenal because everyone knows. We see that Pep said that, listen, when Arteta is on his bench and they scored against Arsenal, Arteta would be the only person who's not celebrating, and he realized that Arteta loved the club because of this. And for me, that's things I love to hear as well, that he played for us, he was captain for us, but then even after leaving, we see many players left Arsenal, they celebrate like they don't care. But as a manager, as a second in command for the best team in the league at that time, potentially in the world, but just not taking their chances in the Champions League and such. But City was the best team in the Premier League at that time, and for you to be winning and you're sulking on the bench, you're sulking because you felt like this love for the other club on the opposing side, and they're losing, and you feel that love. That's why I fell in love with Arteta. When I keep hearing these stories, this is when he was still at City. I started to love him more and more after hearing these stories. Now, after hearing that story about how Pep got him into the team, and after I keep on hearing, so we got linked with Arteta, and then Emery got the job. Now, after Emery got the sack, and then Arteta came in December, Pep said we've got a very good manager on our hands. So that's the second or third reason why I'm starting to say that, okay, we definitely need to give Arteta a chance. Pep didn't just have him, right? Pep said that, listen, he give a recommendation. When I said this to other fans or even Arsenal fans, that listen, Pep just gave him a recommendation for a job. Most people saying that, listen, it's his mate. He's gonna tell him. He's gonna say the best things. He's gonna obviously tell him, if he's so good, why didn't Pep want to keep him? And I said the same thing what Pep said. Pep is not the type of manager to hold on to players or try to stifle for their career. If you see, now we're starting to understand when we see Zinchenko left, we see Sterling left, we see Jesus left. It's not the fact that Pep wanted to get rid of them. We see Cancelo left twice and came back the other time. We went to Bayern and came back. Now I think he's going to Barcelona, or he went to Barcelona already. Pep is not the type of manager to stifle players' career. He will let, and not just player, people that's involved with him or his staff. He's that type of player. If you've got a better, he's the type of person. If you've got a better opportunity or opportunity of your dream or somewhere that you want to be, that's fine with me. Just go, fulfill your potential, fulfill your calling, and I will find someone else. That's the mindset of Pep. So Pep did not, even though Arteta was a very good and capable person for his backroom staff, because when you listen to Sterling testament to Arteta was that he was the one that helped him to learn how to shoot better. Because at one point when Sterling went to City, he could not shoot to save his life. He kept kicking the ball wide, kicking it over, or kick it into keeper's hand. But after a period of time, you're starting to realize Sterling's starting to get more better at shooting. His accuracy is starting to get better. And we did not know why. We just thought that, oh, Sterling is improving. But when you hear Sterling talk about Arteta's influence on him, you see that it was Arteta doing one-on-one coaching. And that's another thing I love about Arteta. He's very good at player management. So Arteta does one-on-one coaching with Sterling. Now he improves the shoot. Zinchenko is the same thing, and Jesus is the same thing. That's why they said they came to Arsenal. Zinchenko said that Arteta was that person that he realized that he would be a very good manager, even though he was Pep number 2. His attention for detail is he kept going over and over, and most of the times Pep allowed Arteta to take the training session or to even give team talks before a match. Pep allowed Arteta, and once again, for the best manager in the world to be confident or trust is second in command to do things like that, that's not a light thing or something to take lightly. That's something you should be looking into as this person to be a potential manager. These are signs that you need to highlight and look into, that this person is great. He's going to be great. He's very good at this time, and he's going to be great. His recommendation did not come from David Moyes. It came from the best manager in the world. Now, we'll also see that Arteta was influenced by Arsene Wenger. It's not just Pep. So he's got his experience under Pep, but he was experienced under Wenger. He was Arsenal player when Wenger was there. So we know that Wenger is one of the best managers in the world. For me, probably the second or third best in the manager, not counting trophies, but the way he played, the way he tried to change football for the better. He's basically, for me, is one of these founders of the current game. Right, he's one of these founders of the current game. The things he brought to the league, the things he tried to implement, and right now he's working for FIFA. That shows you that this man is a great person, and also a great basically football. He's got a great football mind, how to improve the game and how to bring the game to another level. So this was Arteta's first team that he used to play his first match that he has ever coached for Arsenal. We see Leno was in goal. Saka was playing right back. That's how long ago it was. Saka was our left back. Now David Luiz, we see Socrates, we see Niles, we see Torreira, and I believe that Torreira potentially could have been a great player for us, but I don't know. He got homesick, but the way he started under Emery, he was very good. We got Xhaka, we got Nelson, we got Ozil, we got Pepe, and we got Aubameyang. Now, most of these players are gone. However, we still got Saka. We had Xhaka until this season he went. So we had Saka, Xhaka, Nelson, these are the three players that we still got, and Pepe. But however, I don't count Pepe because he's not even in the team, and we were looking to get rid of him. So the only two person in the current squad right now is Saka and Nelson. I don't believe we should have kept Nelson. I think, well, if we're gonna keep Nelson, he's just gonna know that he's not gonna be that player that's gonna be a starter for us. He's just a backup. So if he's gonna understand his role as a backup and consistently be contained with being a backup, then I don't mind having Nelson. However, he's not going to be my starting lineup at no time of the season. He's an impact player, and he's very good at impacting the game when he's coming on late. I saw this for a very long time, what Arteta was trying to do, and we first signing we see is Pablo Mari, a centre-back. Then we see Cedric Soares. These are the first two signings. First, we got them on loan, so Arteta understood the position of the club at that time, because we didn't have enough money coming in, and Arteta is that type of player. I believe that when we saw Emery came in, what the manager, what the owners said, and what Edu said, or Vinay, I believe, said that Emery had a clear plan for Arsenal even before their first. After their first conversation, he knows every player how he's going to. And I believe that Emery was a good manager. It's just that for me, it wasn't that player going forward in the future that we could use. But he was good at what he does, which is to get results. But it's not the type of player I want to see at my club, and he's not strong enough for me. Mentally, he's not strong enough for me, because I see he fold. I believe that Emery folded most parts of the season when he was coaching us because of the pressure from the fans. But we see Arteta is being under more pressure, and he's still standing firm. So, as an Arsenal manager, you need to have a grit, because we are the most vocal club in the world, I believe. We've got the most vocal fans. Not the biggest fan base, but the most vocal fans. Just most of the fan channels are the biggest in the world. So, Pablo Mari and Suarez are the first two players, and that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to cover the defense. He's trying to shore up the defense, and we see from the first trophy he won, shows you that what he was trying to do. We won the league, the FA Cup, under Arteta in his first 6 months, because he was playing basically at counter-attacking. We see Ten Hag tried to copy it with his first season, and I understand why, because it works if you're not used to that team, if you're not used to these kind of players, not technical efficient. Socrates, Luis, these players were so dead, they were so dry. At one point Luis was great, but then we got him in his later years. Then we signed William. So first two we signed are defenders. Then we tried to sign an attacker. Once again, it was a free transfer. So 2 loans and a free transfer. That's our first two. Then after we signed Cedric Soares and Pablo Mari on a permanent role. But however, there was small amount of money, right? It was very tiny money. So we see that when Arteta tried to stay within the current payment structure, stay within our means, that's his first mentality, to try to stay within our financial means. Then we signed Gabriel Magalhaes. So that was our best defender signing, I believe, so far under Arteta. We signed him in August of 2020 for 26 mil. So that was our best signing so far under Arteta. And we see Arteta signing players, defenders. So we signed 3 defenders so far. This was his first summer transfer window. In January he signed Suarez and Mari. In the summer he signed William and Magalhaes, and then we signed a keeper as well. So we signed a keeper, which is Runnison, and so we see that he's working on the back line. We only signed 1 attacker so far. So we signed 3 defensive players, which is a keeper, I would say, is on the defensive side, and we signed 2 centre backs and 1 right back. So we signed 3 defensive players and 1 attacking player. 3-1 so far. That was his first summer window. Now we signed Thomas Partey. Now we signed someone to shore up that midfield, because we was getting rid of Torreira. So we signed Partey as a cover for Torreira, but it's a very good cover that I believe that it's a once in a lifetime opportunity. Thomas Partey was looking to leave, and it was so up and that we went in for him and we got him. even though Atletico didn't want to let him go. Then we signed another keeper, which is Ryan, right? So we saw that two keepers in the space of one is first I would say year, because we saw Matt Ryan. We signed Matt Ryan in January of 2021. So in 1 year, in 1 year transfer window for Arteta at Arsenal, we signed two keepers, and once again, so it would be Pablo Mari, Suarez, Gabriel Magalhaes, and the two keepers. So that's 5 defensive players, 1 attacking player, which is William, and 1 basically midfield. I would say is in the middle of attacking and defending. So I wouldn't count that. I wouldn't count Thomas Partey. Then we signed Martin Odegaard. That's the first brilliant attacker that we signed. And once again, if you see the Thomas Partey was the most expensive player that Arteta signed. If we see Martin Odegaard, we got him on loan for 2 mil. We got him on loan, and once again, sticking within our financial mean. And I believe that Arteta understands his personal quality as a manager, and a belief that he can convince Odegaard to stay at our club. So this is why we see Odegaard came to Arsenal for a loan fee, went back to Real Madrid, and was stressing out what to do because he fell in love with Arsenal, but yet still Real Madrid was his dream club, and you can't knock a player for wanting to stay at their dream club. However, for him to choose Arsenal at the end of the day shows that Arteta done what he intended to do, which is to win over the player. Then we signed Nuno Tavares, a left back, another left back. So far, William and Odegaard was the 2 attacking players we signed. Partey is neutral. So, and then we signed Pablo Mari, Cedric Suarez. So if you want to take out the keepers for now, let's not mention the keepers. So defenders, Pablo Mari. No, we have to mention the keepers. 2 keepers, right? So we signed 2 keepers: Pablo Mari, Cedric Suarez, Gabriel Magalhaes, and now Nuno Tavares. So 4 defenders. So that's basically 2 centre backs, 2 left-footed centre backs in Pablo Mari and Gabriel Magalhaes, a right back and a left back. So we signed the whole back line. We changed the whole back line, and then we changed one of the midfield, which is Thomas Partey coming in for Lucas Torreira, and we've got 2 keepers to compete with each other. So far we changed the whole back line. We've changed the whole back line. That was his first mentality. His first intention was to shore up the defense, and it proves by his transfer records. Then after that, we got Sambi Lokonga. So now he's looking to shore up the midfield. He's already tackled the defense. Bear in mind, it's not the great. So this is the process to start with the defense, and he's starting within his means financially. He knows that he's not gonna sign the best keepers right now. He knows that he's not gonna sign the best defenders right now. However, he's trying to live within his means and to make the team competitive, and that's something that Arsene Wenger's been doing for years. For years, Wenger's been doing that, and now Arteta's been doing it and start to do it, but in a slightly different way. So we signed Lokonga. Lokonga was that midfield, that potential of greatness, right? Could potentially be great because of the recommendation from Vincent Kompany and how we see him play back in his league, back in the the Belgium league. He looks like a quality player. However, I don't believe he fulfills his potential as of now at Arsenal. Then we signed Benjamin White, another centre back, a right-footed centre back. Right, so now we've got 5 defenders and 2 midfielders we signed. 2 defensive neutral midfielders, which is Lokonga and Partey, and 2 attackers, which is William and Odegaard. Right, 5 defenders. Now we see Ben White now came in at right back. Many of us thought that he would come in at centre back. He played a few matches at centre back, but predominantly he's been playing more right back than left back than centre back. So Ben White came in the team, and now we signed Aaron Ramsdale, another keeper. So before we even signed a striker, before we even signed a winger, we've signed 3 keepers, and we signed 5 defenders and 2 neutral midfielders. Which these 2 midfielders are more defensive than attacking. Thomas Partey and Lokonga is more defensive than attacking. So we see the mentality, and we've always got Xhaka in the team. And Jack is more a defensive player than attacking because he's not technical enough to keep on being attacking. So we see the mentality of Arteta. We see the mentality of the manager of Edu, that we're going to show up the defense, we're going to improve our defensive record, and once we're solid defensively, then we can start counter-attacking. And that was the ball game before. Aaron Ramsdale. Then we got Sam Martin Odegaard on a permanent basis. Then we got Tamir. Then we got Tamiyasu. We've got another right back. Ben White was playing right back. We've got another right back. So we've got 3 right backs. 2 centre back, 1 left back. Now we know that Tomiyasu came in and also played left back as well. And these are the times we have to remember that we had Kieran Tierney. But Kieran Tierney is always out injured. He's always out injured. So this is why Arteta's first match, we did not have Kieran Tierney. Arteta got Pablo Mari, he got Cedric Soares, he got Gabriel Magalhaes, he got Nuno Tavares, and now Ben White, and now Tamiyasu. 6 defenders. 6 defenders. No attacking players so far, apart from Odegaard and William, which William was basically garbage for the whole time he was with us. So I don't even count William. So we only got Odegaard as one attacking good player. And we see that we saw that William was garbage, and he did not replace William. He tried to replace William instantly, but no one wanted to buy him. So we got 6 attackers, 6 defenders. Sorry. Then we saw Austin Trusty, 7 defenders. So far we got 7 defenders. Then we signed Matt Turner, another defensive minded. So 4 keepers, and 7 defenders, and only William and Odegaard in attacking. Then after 7 defenders, now you would believe that these 7 defenders are okay. So let me start addressing the attacking roles now. So we saw Marquinhos and Matt Turner, 4 keepers. Marquinhos came in. He did not sign Marquinhos to be instant starter. Marquinhos was a development player. So should we even count Marquinhos because he's just a development player? He's not really that player that's going to compete with Saka for that right wing. And then we signed Fabio Vieira, one of his first forward signing that has certain level of quality. Ozil and Vieira, these 2, they've got future proof. So we saw him signing. First of all, he signed Cedric Soares and Pablo Mari. They're very good for their age. They're very old players, I believe, at that time. Because not the fact that they're old, but we start to sign younger players. So this is all we signed. Vieira was young, Odegaard was young, Marquinhos is young, Tamiyasu is young, and Aaron Ramsdale is young, Ben White is young, so Yokongo is young, Tavares is young. And so we saw the trajectory of Arteta, the progression. We signed experienced players, defenders first, to cover the defense and to cover the midfield, experienced midfielders, Partey and Xhaka, cover the midfield, Lokonga as a backup, cover the midfield, cover the defense. Now we're going attacking now, but attacking players are more younger because they're fresher, they're more agile, they're more raw. So they're better suited at attacking. So this was the mindset. Then we saw Gabriel J came in, Zinchenko came in as a left back. So we see Gabriel J came in as an experienced player to bring us across the line, and Zinchenko came in as a backup or as a competition for Kieran Tierney, which he basically pushed Kieran Tierney to the side and took over full time as our left back, as our inverted left back. So then we saw Trossard came in. So Kivio came in as as another defender or a left back. Jorginho came in, Kai Havertz. So we see it's starting to attack the front line now. So this transfer window, we see Kai Havertz came in because we got rid of Xhaka, and Kai Havertz, I see, is already playing Xhaka's role. And then we got Timber, which is a centre back predominantly, but most of the time I believe we're going to play him at the wing backs, both right back and left back. And we got Declan Wright, defensive mid, to show up the midfield once again, and David Raya once again. So we started from the back, then we went to midfield, then we went to attacking. Now we're going backwards, if you realize, and getting a very good defender, then getting a very good midfield, and getting a very good keeper. So far, We've got competition for the keeping position. We've got competition with very good players. We've got competition between Kivio and Gabriel Magalhaes. And they are very good centre-backs, left-footed centre-backs. And then we've got competition for the right centre-back with William Saliba and Ben White, two of the best defenders in the league. William Saliba, one of the best defender in the world right now, centre-back. Then we've got competition at right-back with... Cedric Soares is long gone. We've got competition with Tamiyasu and also Ben White and also Timber, even though Timber is injured now. And we've got competition of left back with Timber, very good left back. He can play left back, very good. We've got competition with Timber, Zinchenko, and Tierney is already gone. So Tamiyasu is cover at left back as well. So we've got competition in all area in the defensive line. We've got very good competition between Raya and Ramsdale right now. And then we've got competition in midfield with Declan Rice, Thomas Partey, Kai Havertz, Odegaard, Smith Rowe, Vieira. Very solid team so far. Now, we've got Nketiah is coming through. I believe Nketiah is improving game by game, and I'm very, very happy with his progression so far this season. Every season he looks like a better player in my eyes. So Nketiah is there, Gabriel J is there, both of them fighting for the first team, fighting for the strike as well. Left wing we see Trossard, and even Trossard can play attacking mid at times. So we see left wing we see Trossard mostly and Gabriel Martinelli and Reece Nelson, but left wing we only see Saka. Right, so far this is the progression of Arteta. Start with the defense, improve the defense in our budget, improve the midfield within our budget, improve the attacking role within our budget, then come back again, improve the defensive role with quality, young quality. Starts off with Ben White, young quality. Starts off with Gabriel Magalhaes, then Ben White, young quality. Then go into midfield, improve with quality. Martin Odegaard on a permanent basis. We've got Vieira, then improve the striking role. We've got Nketiah as a young striker. So Arteta see him as a young striker anyway. So we've got Gabriel Jesus as a backup. Then we got left wing. We've got Martinelli as a young player already. So we've got Trossard as a backup, more experienced player. So this is the mindset of Arteta. Now I believe that he's not happy with our right back situation or our cover at right back right now. So I believe we might get a right back. And honestly, I don't mind a right mid. I've been saying that we need someone to as a backup for Saka. However, I don't mind Kosi Dubry coming through, but let's see what Arteta is going to do, because so far I'm loving his progression. I'm trusting the process based off of what I saw and what I'm seeing. I'm already trusting the process, and hopefully he'll continue to smash it out the park. He'll continue to get things right, because this is what we love to see as Arsenal fans. Our team improving in all aspects, in all area, and I'm all for it. So catch you in the next video, guys. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share, and leave a comment. Leave a comment on your opinion about this video. What do you understand from the word process when Arteta mentions it? Because this is why I understand, looking at his past, looking at his present, and looking at his potential future with the team. This is what I understand to be the process he's been talking about. So just leave a comment and let me know what your thoughts are on this word that he keeps mentioning and the context he keeps using it in. Trust the process. Catch you in the next video, guys. Goodbye.